Hello everyone. This is Professor Eknath D. Aire from Divine College of Pharmacy Satana, Department of Pharmaceutics, and very warm good morning to all of you. So here is the quote of the day. Don't look back. You are not going that way. So you should go straight to achieving or to get better success in your life. So don't look back because you are looking to your back life and get tense about that. So don't do that and uh, go forward for getting your success or getting your dreams. So let's start with this motivational quote today's session. So students, today we are going to see about drug elimination. So up to here we already discussed regarding the drug absorption, drug metabolism, drug distribution, and uh, last part is the drug elimination. So overall, this total pharmacokinetic we are going to discuss today. Okay, so this is the last part of our pharmacokinetic process, drug elimination process. So after going into the body, drug is or the final stage of drug is elimination process. Okay, after uh, after getting the therapeutic response, drug goes into the elimination process. So let's see what happens with the elimination process. Okay, so uh, this is the introduction part about the elimination. What is actually elimination? Drugs are removed from the body by various elimination process. Okay, so there are uh, so many elimination processes are there. So we will discuss that all process in this 2 days session. So drug elimination refers to the irreversible removal of drug from the body by all route of elimination. Okay, so it is a process of elimination or the irreversible process of elimination from the body. And drug elimination is usually divided into two major components. First one is excretion and second one is biotransformation. Biotransformation means conversion of one form into the another form, that called as biotransformation. And excretion, it is related to the elimination only. Then drug excretion is the removal of the intact drug without getting any effect. The non-volatile drugs are excreted mainly by renal excretion, a process in which the drug passes through the kidney to the bladder and ultimately into the urine. Other pathways for drug excretion may include the excretion of drug into bile, sweat, saliva, milk. Via milk, it may be through the lactation or other body fluids. So these are the basic excretion pathways or the excretion routes. By using that route, that particular drug is excreted throughout the body. Then volatile drugs such as gaseous anesthetics or a drug which high volatility or which having the higher volatility are excreted via the lungs into the expired air. Then biotransformation or the drug metabolism is the process by which the drug is chemically converted into the body to a metabolite. Then the biotransformation is usually an enzymatic process, as you already studied. A few drugs may also be changed chemically by a non-enzymatic process. For example, ester hydrolysis. It is the one of example which is changed uh, chemically, but non-enzymatic process is there. The enzyme involves in the biotransformation of drugs are located mainly in the liver. So by using of that hepatic enzymes, the drugs are converted into another form. Other tissues such as kidney, lung, small intestine, and skin also contain biotransformation enzymes in a few way or the somewhat way. Then first order elimination. So what is meant by first order elimination? Let's see. The rate constant of elimination, which is denoted by K, is the sum of the first order rate constant for metabolism, which is denoted by Km, and the first order rate constant for excretion, which is denoted by Ke. So here is the equation or formula, you can say. K is equal to, or the elimination constant is equal to, Ke plus Km, means elimination rate constant plus Km for the metabolism rate constant. Then drug renal drug elimination will start first. Drug elimination through the renal or the kidney. The kidneys represents about 0.5% of the total body weight and receive approximately 20 to 25% of the cardiac output, as you already know uh, about the anatomy and physiology of the kidney. The renal excretion is a major route of elimination for many drugs. So drug that are non-volatile, water-soluble, have a low molecular weight, or are highly biotransformed by the liver are eliminated by renal excretion only. Okay, the process by which drug is excreted via the kidneys are include any combination of the following. So uh, it may be or it can be follow the following one of route for the elimination process. It may be eliminated through the glomerular filtration, or it may be removed through by the active tubular secretion, or it may be through the tubular reabsorption. So among these, one of them, or the by using one of route of this elimination, the drug will be eliminated. Uh, Here is the one nephron of the kidney. As you know, uh, so many nephrons are there in the kidney, which plays important role in the elimination process. Okay, so as you already know the structure of the nephron, so let's see which part of nephron doing which type of activity in case of the elimination. So first part is the Bowman's capsule, which is play important role in the glomerular filtration, which is filters the smaller molecule. Okay, so that part is filter the smaller molecule in the elimination process. Second part is proximal tubule, which is play important role in the active secretion of weak electrolytes, especially acids, and reabsorption of water is done through this proximal tubule. Next part is distal tubule, which is plays important role in the passive transfer of lipid soluble drugs and reabsorb of some amount of water from this part. Okay, and then next part is the loop of Henle, which is plays important role in the reabsorption of water, or the uh, vital component present into the water that are reabsorbed through the loop of Henle. So this is the overall function of the nephron, or the uh, single nephron's function in the kidney. Next is the glomerular filtration. So it is a passive process by which small molecules and drugs are filtered through the glomerulus or of the nephron. Then drugs bound to plasma proteins are too large to be filtered at the glomerulus. Drugs such as insulin are not actively secreted or reabsorbed. They are used to measure the glomerular filtration rate, or the, we can say, GFR. Okay, therefore creatinine is used clinically to assess GFR, or the glomerular filtration rate, or the to check, or the for the checking of functionality of kidney. Next are the factors of glomerular filtration. These are the important factors which plays important role in the glomerular filtration: molecular size, plasma protein binding, and renal blood flow. So next is the active tubular secretion. So it is carrier mediated active transport system that requires energy. Two active tubular secretion pathways exist in the kidney, one system for weak acid and one system for weak bases. Then active tubular secretion shows competition effect. For example, probenecid or the weak acid competes for the same system as a penicillin, decreasing the rate of the penicillin excretion. So likewise, the active tubular excretion or the secretion shows the competition effect with another drug. Then next part is the tubular reabsorption. So it is a passive process that follows fixed law of diffusion, means from the high concentration to the low concentration. Lipid soluble drugs are reabsorbed from the lumen of the nephron back into the systemic circulation. Then for weak electrolyte drugs, urine pH effect, or drugs urine pH affects the ratio of non-ionized and ionized drugs on it. If the drug exists primarily in the non-ionized or lipid soluble form, then it is reabsorbed more easily from the lumen of the nephron. If the drug exists primarily in a ionized or the water soluble form, then it is excreted more easily in the urine. Next part is the it is dependent on the pK or the pK value of the drug. Altering of the urine pH alters the ratio of ionized to unionized drug and affects the rate of drug excretion. For example, alkalinization of the urine by the administration of sodium bicarbonate increases the excretion of salicylates, or we can say weak acids. And then an increase in urine flow caused by simultaneous administration of a diuretic decreases the time for drug reabsorption. Then consequently, more drug is excreted. Then renal clearance may be considered as the ratio of the sum of the glomerular filtration and active secretion rate less the reabsorption rate divided by the plasma drug concentration. So you can say the clearance rate is equal to filtration rate plus secretion rate plus minus reabsorption rate divided by plasma drug concentration. So you can calculate uh, the clearance rate by using this formula. Then drug clearance. Next is the drug clearance. Clearance means body clearance or total body clearance of drug. So it may be denoted by the CLT, or the clearance or the total clearance. Is a pharmacokinetic term for describing drug elimination from the body without identifying the mechanism of the process. So calculate clearance based on plasma drug concentration data. So here is the some formulas. By using that formulas, we can calculate the total clearance. So total clearance is equal to elimination rate upon plasma concentration, or CP. So total clearance is equal to DDE by DT, which is uh, denoted for rate of elimination, and CP is the plasma drug concentration, and DE is the amount of drug eliminated. So here is the formula: total clearance is equal to the rate of elimination upon the plasma drug concentration is equal to, or uh, yes, is equal to uh, microgram per minute upon microgram per ml is equal to, here is the microgram gets cancelled, and we will get the ml per minute, the unit for the total clearance. So by using this formula we can calculate, or we can easily calculate the total clearance of the drug from the body. Then here is another formula: total clearance is equal to KCPVD upon CP is equal to KVD. So you can, here is the clearance is the product of VD, or the drug volume, and K is the constant, both of which are constants, VD as well as the K is the constant here. As the plasma drug concentration decreases during the elimination, the rate of drug elimination, which is, yes, which is DDE upon DT, decreases accordingly, but clearance remains constant over here. Okay. Then clearance is a constant as long as the rate of drug elimination is a first order process, which we already discussed before. Here is the one example regarding the total clearance. Uh, One problem is there. Penicillin has a total clearance of 15 ml per minute. Then calculate the elimination rate for penicillin when the plasma drug concentration, or CP, is 2 microgram per ml. So for that we can solve this problem by using this formula. Uh, this is DDE upon DT is equal to, or the uh, or we can say the elimination rate is equal to 2 microgram per ml into the 15 ml. 2 is for a drug concentration. Okay, so 2 microgram per ml into 15 ml is for your total clearance per minute, and uh, we can calculate the elimination rate is 30 microgram per minute. Thus the 150 microgram per minute of penicillin is eliminated from the body when the plasma penicillin concentration is 10. If it is 10, then we will get the answer 150 microgram per minute. So we can calculate likewise many problems regarding the total clearance, okay, or the elimination rate. Next is the clearance may be used to estimate the rate of drug elimination at any given concentration. Using the previous example, if the elimination rate of the penicillin was measured as 150 microgram per minute, when the plasma penicillin concentration was 10 microgram per ml, then the clearance of penicillin is calculated by using of this formula. Clearance, or the total clearance of penicillin, is equal to 150 microgram per minute upon 10 microgram per ml, and you will get the answer 15 microgram per minute. So as such you will get that your particular answer which is present or the given into the problem. Then next is the drug elimination rate constant, or we can say the K represent the sum of all the rate constant for drug elimination, including excretion and biotransformation. Okay, so clearance or the total clearance is the sum of all the clearance process in the body, including clearance through the kidney or the renal clearance, and lung clearance, and liver clearance or the hepatic clearance. So we can write over here the renal clearance, or it may be denoted by the KEVD, and then lung clearance which will be denoted by the K1VD, then hepatic clearance which will be denoted by the KMVD, and we can calculate the total body clearance by using or by doing summation of all this, and we'll get the KVD, which is your total body clearance. Next is the hepatic clearance or the liver clearance. Okay, hepatic clearance may be defined as the volume of blood that perfuses the liver and is cleared of drug per unit of time. Then total body clearance is composed of all the clearances in the body, which is total body clearance is equal to uh, non-renal clearance plus renal clearance. By using of this, we can calculate the total hepatic clearance. Okay, so where CLT is the total body clearance, CLNR is the non-renal clearance, and CLR is the renal clearance. We can say that. Next is the hepatic clearance is also equals to the total body clearance minus renal clearance, assuming no other organ metabolism. So by using this assumption, we can calculate the hepatic clearance over here. Hepatic clearance is equal to total body clearance minus renal clearance, or we can also say that the hepatic clearance is equal to total body clearance into 1 minus Fe. Fe is for the percent of intact drug removed in the urine. By using of that also, we can calculate the hepatic clearance over here. Then the total body clearance of a drug is 10 ml per minute per kg. The renal clearance is not known. From a urinary drug excretion study, 60% of the drug is recovered intact and 40% is recovered as metabolites. What is the hepatic clearance for the drug, assuming that metabolism occurs in the liver? Here is the one problem is there regarding the hepatic clearance. So we can calculate that hepatic clearance by using that second formula, which is clearance or hepatic clearance is equal to total body clearance into 1 minus Fe. If we introduce our values in that formula, then we will get the answer 4 ml per minute per kg over here, which is the hepatic clearance. Then next concept is the first pass effect. So let's see what is mean by first pass effect. For for some drugs, the route of administration affects the metabolic rate of the that particular compound. For example, a drug given parenterally, transdermally, or the inhalation may distribute within the body prior to the metabolism by the liver. Okay, but in contrast, drug given orally are normally absorbed in the duodenal segment of the small intestine and transported via the mesenteric vessels to the hepatic portal vein and then to the liver before entering the systemic circulation. And drugs that are highly metabolized by the liver or by the intestinal mucosal cells demonstrate that the poor systemic availability, and that poor systemic availability directly affects on the therapeutic index or the therapeutic effect when given orally. These rapid metabolism of an orally administered drug before reaching the general circulation is termed as first pass effect or a pre-systemic elimination. So that overall process is known as the first pass effect or the pre-systemic elimination. Here is the one example for better understanding of first pass effect. Example, 40 mg propranolol given by oral route is equivalent to 2 mg. Okay, IV administration will be there. But uh, okay, so you can see here that 40 mg of propanol is we have to give to that particular person to achieve that particular amount of the systemic effect or the therapeutic effect. But that same effect we can achieve by giving 2 mg of IV dose to achieve that particular effect. So you can see the much difference in case of the administration or the in case of the dose. Okay, same case for the morphine. If we give that per oral route of morphine, it should require 30 mg almost. But in same case, or the in a different IV case, we can say that we have to give only 5 mg for achieving that particular therapeutic effect. And but in case of the lidocaine, not active per oral route is there. So the area under curve for a drug given orally is less than the area under curve for the same dose of given intravenously. The absolute viability, which is denoted by F, may reveal evidence of drug being removed by the liver due to first pass effect as follows. So we can say that the absolute viability is equal to, or it may be calculated by the area under curve of oral uh, divided by area under curve of IV, and both of divided by the drug in oral and drug in IV. So by using this formula, we can calculate the absolute viability over here. Drugs such as propranolol, morphine, and nitroglycerin have F value less than 1 because these drugs undergo significant first pass effect. Next concept is the physiologic or the organ clearance. For any organ, clearance may be defined as the fraction of blood volume containing drug that flows through the organ and is eliminated of drug per unit time. So any organ containing with that particular amount of drug in a blood in that particular organ, that concept is known as the organ clearance, or the removal of drug from that particular organ per unit time. That process is known as the organ clearance. From this definition, clearance is the product of the blood flow, which is denoted by Q, to the organ, and the extraction ratio, which is denoted by the ER. The ER is the fraction of drug extracted by the organ as drug passes through. So we can say clearance is equal to QER, or the Q into ER. If the drug concentration in the blood, which is denoted by Ca, entering the organ is greater than the drug concentration of blood, which may be denoted by the Cv, leaving the organ, then some of the drug has been extracted by the organ, and it may be denoted by Er is equal to Ca minus Cv upon Ca, where Er is a ratio with no units. The value of Er may range from 0, which may be no drug removed by the organ, or to the 1, 0 to 1. 1 may be represents 100% of the drug is removed by the organ. Then next is the an ER of 0.25 indicates that 25% of the incoming drug concentration is removed by the organ as the drug passes through. Okay, and clearance may be Q. Clearance is equal to Q into ER is equal to Q, and Ca minus Cv upon Ca. So the physiologic approach to clearance shows that clearance depends on the blood flow rate and the ability of the organ to eliminate drug. Whereas the classical definition of clearance is that a constant or the static fraction of the volume in which the drug is contained is removed per unit time by the organ. So this is overall about the uh, drug elimination process. Remaining part we will discuss in next session of the lecture. Okay, so up to here, you can revise it, and thank you so